to take a minute to talk a little about fairness and ethics in credit repair. Clients will often ask, is it right for me to contest the derogatory item on my credit report if I know it's mine, if I know I was 30 days late? And to understand that, let's go back to the beginning of where this credit scoring came from. Prior to 1995, when Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac started using credit scoring to underwrite files, everything was manually underwritten. A human being sat down, they looked at your file. If you had lates, they asked you for an explanation. I was out of the country, so I missed sending out my credit card payment. And they would ask for documentation. Were you out of the country? Or I was sick. Or I lost my job. If you could explain why you had a problem and document it, it was accepted. Well, once they went to automated underwriting and credit scoring, there's no more human factor in the underwriting. Whatever the number is, that's what it is. And there's no room for explaining why the number may be lower than it should be, whether there are any aberrations in the report that you could explain away. So I don't know if that's fair. But the other thing is to understand who is in charge of all this. When someone asks, is it legal? Is it fraudulent for me to contest something that's mine? You're not dealing with the government here. You're dealing with big corporations, and what their job is and how they make their fortunes is by collecting information about you and then selling it to other people. Anybody who wants it can buy the information. So I wonder also, is that fair? Did I ask them to collect information about me and then share it with other people that can affect how much I pay for auto insurance, my homeowner's insurance, my credit cards, my mortgages? I didn't ask someone to do that for me. And it can cost me money if my credit score is lower than it could be if I was to contest these items and get them removed from my credit score. One of the best explanations I've heard Douglas Muir say that we know that it's documented that there is 79% of reports have inaccuracies in them. Well, why is it okay for them to be inaccurate and with adverse information that may be incorrect, but it's never okay for it to be inaccurate if it's in my favor? So if all I'm doing is tipping the scales and balancing it out and making it fair by using tools that the government has given me to contest the information on my report, if the bureaus cannot prove it, they must remove it. And if they don't do it properly, it has to come off. As long as those tools are available to me, I'm going to use them to keep my credit score as high as it can be. I do not have a responsibility to keep the information completely accurate that's owned by the corporations that are making money by selling that information to other people. And that's, in a nutshell, how we explain that situation.